This is a look at some as-built files that have already had some work done to them. The screen is a mess and we'll clean it up in a minute, but I want you to see what can sometimes cause a problem during the actual production of as-built points. This is a redo of a really dense residential subdivision. It's got a lot going on, and you can see there's just a ton of stuff. We've got about every utility from electric to gas to water to cable to storm and sanitary. There's just a ton of stuff in here. You'll see that there's leaders that go to each one of these point callouts, and the point is right over here, and the callout was moved here. These are individually moved with a leader. And there were a lot of problems with these files when we first pulled them in. You'll see some of our callouts here. This is a sewer stub here. This is SCL 3-inch stub, and a lot of these had to be cleaned up, and the descriptors changed because they weren't consistent. You can't blame the field crews for not being able to do this because they're just trying to get the shots and get out of there, cover this thing up, and go on with their work. So all that being said, if they get close, you can organize these things in an Excel spreadsheet and just do a wholesale change on point descriptors and make it easy. At this point, what I want to do is let's bring up one of the utilities. I'll open the Layer States Manager in AutoCAD here, and let's just play around with the storm, and let's restore this and see what it looks like. So now we seem to have a little bit easier time at following what's going on. You can see here there's a 30-inch stub here, and you'll notice that the descriptor was left at the point because we didn't have to do anything to point to it, as we had to over here with an arrow to try to understand where this thing was. So we've got an 18-inch storm coming in and obviously through manhole 60, and we've got a 30-inch storm heading out this way. We've got invert elevations of the storm pipe. This happens to be a point number. Those were also included in a point number database. So what we've done is included the storm, but also a lot of the other utilities per the request of the governing body, because they wanted to see interaction with other utilities even though they weren't turned on. This is oftentimes the case. Tell me exactly what's happening here so I know elevations, but also let me know that there is just a mess of other stuff real close here as far as other utilities, and we can look at one of those right now. Let's see if we have some electrical that is in this area, and you can see that the electrical has a whole bunch of stuff going on here that's just kind of working itself around. Here's the electrical line, how it was run, at least for this area, and if you look over here, there's actually two electrical lines going into this junction box here. Obviously this is underground electric, and these junction boxes are pull boxes for use later. So there's just a lot of stuff going on here. Again, it makes a lot of sense to do this at the front side, but you can clean it up later. It's a little bit tougher, but it can be done.